He was clinically diagnosed with autism. Sorry guys, welcome back. We're playing the final season 3, new stuff, lots of fun. I'm telling my wife a story. So there was this autistic kid at my church, and this one time, you know, he was looking all down and everything. So I was sitting next to him during this event. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll talk to him. We'll have a good time. And I'm talking to him, and then the following day in church, his family sat on the top row with us as well, and so he points us out to his mom and asks her if he can come sit closer to us. He comes over and he like sits down with my family, and his mom was like, no. He's like, oh, it's okay, mom, he's my best friend. And I'm like, no, please, I was just trying to be nice. He like tried to cling on to me so much. I kept being nice to him, but I was just like, wanted to be left alone.
No, for me, you and I are different people. An autistic kid is doing it. Oh yeah, be my friend. Because this girl, I think she was autistic too. And she had 3 fingers. And oh my gosh, my cousin Spring, you know how mean she is? Yeah. She's like, this stupid girl is like trying to match my nails. Like, she always paints her nails the same as mine. And I was like, leave the girl alone. Like, why are you being so mean to her? And so I met her and I was talking to her and she was nice. And she didn't really talk. But she would smile at me and she would be happy. She was very verbal. But she and the other special kids have to recess and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she had a couple freak outs. I saw her freak out. So after that, she ended up staying with but I ended up spending a lot of time in there because I wasn't very good at math. So I was trying to learn the multiplication tables, and they had like videos and stuff, and the only thing I did right was 6 times 8 equals
48.
48, yeah. So I had that math that was in their phone, but then they took me out, but I was really worried about my math skills. They put me in special kids, but it wasn't that bad. Like I just didn't get multiplication tables at first, but I did okay later on. I mean, I got C+ in high school. So
My dad had us drill multiplication tables. What is happening? My dad had us drill multiplication tables every time we were in the car.
Ooh. Yeah.
So it was a lot.
My mom, she just gave me multiplication tables to do the math. Can you know the show your works? In my homeschooling and in high school and middle school, they had us do like, oh, you gotta show your work. You gotta go through every single step of your problem, and you have to write it all down. If you don't, you have to. So I was like, oh, okay. So my mom, she already started to really show your work, and so she just gave me a multiplication cheat sheet, and she was like, okay, here's the shit, here's the thing.
Yeah, I hated show your work stuff because my mom was the same way. She was like, I was really good at like mental math. And my mom, she knew I was good at it, but at the same time, she was like, you can't just rely on that. You have to show your work. Write it down.
No.
Always.
No, for me, I like writing.
I love my mom, but that was, I got so annoyed with having to write down everything.
No, I like writing it down so that I can keep track. So then if I did something wrong in my process of getting the answer, I'd be able to see what I did wrong. That's why I like it. Because I was tedious and step by step. And if I made a mistake, I could easily figure out what to do. It specifically came in handy when I had to do the
I was just good at like all kinds of mental math. I couldn't handle equations.
No, division I think is the hardest part for me.
The shock and
Division
alarm
and
back.
multiplication.
Team
I could subtract and add, but division and
Going out there
multiplication
now.
I just was like, what do you mean? What does the X mean? What do you mean times?
Even today, I still have all my multiplication tables memorized.
No, I don't. I know my 5s, 10s, 1s, some 3, some 3,
The Ultra
some
Rares kicked
6.
off a cash.
Yeah, no,
Sunset.
I can still run through the entire set of multiplication tables.
No, I only know, I specifically know 5s though. Because 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like 5, 10, 15, 20,
25, 30, 35, 40,
40. I did it on my
50,
hands. I
55.
did it on my fingers. I did finger math. But that always didn't help for other stuff. So I never could do it. But then I found out with 10s and 1s, it's just multiplied by itself. So like 1 times 5 is just...
I used to have weird little systems for everything, like how 9 times any number is the same as 10, but minus the same number. So 9 times 7 is the same as 10 times 7, but minus a set of 7. So it's just 63.
No. From me, you telling that to me, I was like so confused. I was like, where did the 9 come from? Where did the 7 come from? And my mom gets so mad at me. She was like, it's right here. It's right there. Why can't you do this? And I'm like, Mom, I need visual aids. I can't just do it. You tell me. So she bring out the hundreds blocks, the counting blocks, and that's how I would do my math for other stuff. But 30 to like the second power, stuff like that, I was like, ooh, whoa, this isn't. And then division, I could divide, but I can't do division. I can't do division. Subtraction addition I can, but long division and multiplication I can't.
I was pretty good. I could do a lot of stuff. You could ask me anything on the times tables right now, and I could do it for you. And if you just think about it, division is the same thing, but in reverse.
Yeah, that's what my mom taught me, so I always have my multiplication sheet. Always down here. I went through my old school stuff, and I would bring it to me with school. Or I'd ask my teacher,
A
can you
new
put me on
vault is ready to be opened.
because I could do my work using
The shock and
multiplication
awe will
table,
need
because
to
we didn't
reboot.
use
Team White.
calculators. At least until I got to high school. Then I did, but beforehand I was doing all my math using a multiplication table. Division and multiplication. And they would lose their minds and be like, why is it taking so long? I just simple numbers. But they appreciated it, and math teachers did, because they were showing my work and what I did. So I was able to pass math by doing it. Because even if I got the answer wrong, they would still give me points for trying. And then they would go through it.
A little present.
Ah, I got it. I'll do better this time.
No. My dad just drilled those into us because he wanted us to be good at them. So every time we're in the car, what's your 7 times multiplication table? What's your 8 times multiplication table? What's your 9 times multiplication table? Okay, Ben, you're done. Sarah, what's your 3 times multiplication table? And we just keep running through them like the entire drive.
No, for our drives, we did differently. We had
Don't
cities.
touch that dial.
Cities,
Things can change
and,
pretty quickly around here.
This is intense.
geography. Because
Shells
all
just
of
made
us,
their return to the arena.
for the reason that there are so many cities, so many states, so many countries. Because when we were in middle school, and they were teaching us like world history, and it's like, me and my brother go, I don't know what happened in 1987. No clue. So we go through that. We would go through a lot of history and words. The words.
Concentration and determination.
We had that alpha game where they were like, okay, I spy something. Then we would look around, try to find things that were more discernible.
The Ultra Rares will need to try again.
Yeah, we were very literary.
See, the one thing I was always really bad at, you know it, I'm bad at spelling.
Yeah.
When the going gets
But
tough,
yeah, no,
the
they
tough
had
shells
my
steal
mom.
a
She had to
cash out.
spell
Nice
stuff out.
play.
Can you believe it?
You know the only reason that I know the difference between a D and a B is because when I was a kid, I didn't know the difference between a D and a B, okay? Like the lowercase d and b. And so she said, breakfast, B is for butt. This man looks like a butt, doesn't it? It looks like a stick man with a butt. And so I was like, oh, okay. So that I knew, like, okay, if it has a butt, it's B. And that's how I went on for the rest of my life.
You know, I really think the whole, spell it out thing is why I never learned how to spell very well. It's because I would always ask my parents, like, I'm the kind of person who learns through repetition. And if, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I want to learn how to spell this word. First I need to know how it's spelled. Hey, Mom, can you spell this word out for me? And she'd be like, spell it out. And I'd be like, no, I'm asking you so I can learn. And she's like, spell it out. And I'm like, okay, I'm asking you because I don't know. And she'd be like, spell it out. I'd be like, dude, what's happening?
No! Jeez. My mom, she didn't do that with us. Because so the thing is, we'd ask her, because we asked her so many questions, because we thought our mom and dad were like our dictionary, our Google.
Yeah.
So we would ask her a bunch of questions about life and things, and like where stuff is, and then they would recall back on what their stuff is.
Just like
But
that,
for
a new vault has
spelling,
appeared in the arena.
my mom would say a word, and we would be like, okay. And so we would try to spell it, or my brothers and I would ask her, like, how's that spelled? And she'd be like, oh, this is how it's spelled.
Yeah, no, my mom wouldn't do that. I asked her, like, all the time. Like, I'd be like, please help me.
Vault 4 is being unlocked by the
I'll
tough
learn
shells.
how to spell this after I first know how it's spelled. And
what
she'd
was
be
the
like,
word?
sound it out.
Yeah,
Spell it out.
No, my mom would use sound it out, yeah.
Yeah.
But she would do
And I
it.
would sound something out, and then I'd spell it, and she'd be like, wrong. And I'd be like, well, how is it spelled? And she'd be like, sound it out. I'd be like, no!
No! For me, it was, my mom didn't have to sound it out. But she was like, okay. She would walk us through. So my mom was good with the English part. She was like, okay, desire. And that's how we would do it. And she'd be like, okay, what's the first part of that
An
vowel?
awkward moment for the
D,
ultra rares.
E,
Team
right?
white.
They
So
might
then
be
she'd be
right,
like,
but they're not
D-E.
in mint condition anymore.
Sire. S-I-R-E. I think that's how you spell it. I think I spelled that wrong, but
Well,
that's how she would do it. It was like she would sign it out with us and then she'd go
The
like,
ultra
word
rares are
by
back.
letter by letter with us.
yeah, well, I'm the kind of person who learns things through systems. And if people had answered my questions, I'd have been like, okay. So it's not spelled like it sounds because of this special sound or something, you know?
Yes! My mom had to go through that multiple times.
Yeah, well, because nobody would ever help me with that, I couldn't learn the special sounds very well because I didn't know where they were being used. And because I couldn't learn them very well, I was always very bad at spelling. And my mom would just be like, sound it out. I'd be like, they're not spelled how they sound!
No, they're not. Chauffeur is not spelled.
No, it's not.
But yeah, so my mom, she was really good at that. She was really good at copying it. Like, she would have us send it out. And they were but no, I think my biggest issue really was, oh my gosh, punctuation, commas, semicolons, all that stuff. Because when I was in literature class,
I was pretty good with punctuation because I just figured out that it's the same way that you speak. So with the way I'm speaking now, comma, you would just put commas wherever you would, comma, stop talking.
No, the way I learned it was they had to speak if I did because I was like, okay, I understand punctuations mean end of sentence, and I understood the apostrophes between can't. I understood that
Sweet.
but in regards to
Our contestants will need to
commas,
stand
semicolons,
Another minute to
dashes,
go.
all that stuff, it was. And then they would have like special words like, oh, it's a comma.
seconds of the match.
grammar, like putting in like, commas, semicolons. I forgot. It was grammar. I'm like, okay, why are we using a semicolon? What's that point of that? Like, oh, it's supposed to be like something that's similar to what's already made. And I was like, okay, we should so, yeah, so I had struggled with that.
Clinching that
But no, they
victory
told me
with
like all the
speed.
rules.
On
And I
behalf
was
of
like,
all
ah, okay,
Cell
so all I really need to know for the rest of my life is commas and punctuation. That enough everything else.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me and my wife talk about the struggles of learning as children. We'll see you guys next time.